Turner.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go 3 5-minute rounds. This in the featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. He's a boxer wrestler standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. Weighing in officially 145 3/4 pounds. Tonight, he puts his perfect record on the line. 5 victories and no defeats. Fighting out of Bristol, England, here is the undefeated Nad Narimani. And next, his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. A kickboxer standing 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at the featherweight limit, 146 pounds even. A veteran inside the cage, he brings 22 victories and 7 defeats. Fighting out of Lanark, Scotland, here is Graham Afterburner Turner. Referee in charge once again, Neil Hall.
Neil Hall will be our referee for this 145-pound contest. Graham Turner in the blue shorts, taking on the undefeated Nad Narimani in the black trunks. Touch of gloves gets us underway here. You mentioned the pace of Graham Turner in the intro, Frank. For me, it's always the fact that he throws in such volume to go alongside that pace.
It makes it very difficult to battle a guy that has that kind of volume power punching, not just volume punching, but volume power punching. You got to kind of punch between his punches. When he's taking a half a breath, you got to start throwing back if you want to catch him.
Nice combination early from Graham Turner. Finishing that punch combination with a kick.
Nad coming on top, catching, like I said, catching between the punches.
Very upright boxing style for Narimani.
Very tight guard by Nad. I'm very impressed by how tight his game is on his feet. Keep his hands nice and tight, very small pocket.
Finds the mark there with the front hand. Both guys still staying at a bit outside of range at the moment. Early days yet though, just a minute and a half gone here. Those kicks are starting to mount up on the legs of Narimani, and that right hand's definitely found a home here.
These small gloves, it's not just hands up, but it's also head motion and foot motion. You can have your hands up the entire time, tight to your face, but there's always holes because your gloves are so small.
Yeah, and of course, any shot that does land is still a certain amount of force that's going to make it through those gloves. Controlling the center of the cage, Graham Turner. Both guys firing off the short combinations at the moment.
His right's starting to get, Graham Turner's right's starting to slide through a lot more. Nad Narimani's getting caught with that right a lot more often than he was a few seconds ago.
Yeah, it's definitely found the target a couple of times. Halfway point in this first round. A reminder, you can follow us on Twitter at Cage Warriors. Use the hashtag CWFC56 to let us know what you're thinking about tonight's show. A couple of big fights coming up later. Robbie Olivier, Patrick Barisha, Bola Omoyele, and Vincent Del Guerrero, the main event. Both guys still a little cagey here, Frank.
Both of them have felt each other's power and speed, so trying to back off a little bit. Trying to find the correct hole to come after it. Graham seems to be landing a lot more often, though, a lot more power punches, too.
I'm not too sure what the takedown game of Narimani is like. We've seen some powerful takedowns from Graham Turner on the occasion when he does choose to get inside on his opponent.
Good dip. Wow. Good dip coming with that hook by Narimani. He dipped out of the way of the first 2 punches, but Graham punches so many times. He punched a 4-punch combo, caught him with 1.
His hand speed's just a little bit quicker at the moment. Oh, and a bit of flash from Graham Turner as he starts mimicking some punches, catches the kick in, huge suplex.
Oh, wow.
There's the power I was talking about when he gets inside on his opponents. Just riding the hip here. Searching for one hook on the inside. Narimani back to his feet well.
Good job by Nad to get facing back to him again. Graham hunting, chasing it down, looking. He's got that nice tight waist around the backside, holding him in nice and tight, so there's no way for Nad to go.
Last 10 seconds here. That really the most significant event of the round.
Stop.
The takedown and brief moment of control from Graham Turner. Touch of gloves as the two split. Let's take a look at some replays from that first round.
The right hand finally finds its way through. You see, every time that Graham punches, he punches with 3 or 4 different shots. And it's really difficult to stop that every time, block every single punch. At least one of those 4 punches is going to slide through. The moment that Nad finally tries to go to a lazy body kick, he didn't bring it back as fast as he put it out. He gets taken right down to the ground.
Yeah, strong takedown from Graham Turner. Not able to do too much with the position, but showing a few facets of his game there.
Yeah, guys, just wiping down.
Seconds out here.
Quick, wiping down his back as well.
As we move into the second round.
Okay, let's go.
What does Narimani have to do to try and take control of this fight, Frank?
He's got to get a takedown. He's got to step inside, make it dirty on the inside, because right now he's staying at distance. He's having a hard time catching up with the speed, the hand speed of Graham Turner. You just can't get a hold of it. So Nad needs to get inside a little bit deeper, try to make a little bit more of a grappling match, and try to get some clinch and knee work in now instead.
Nad Narimani in the black trunks, Graham Turner in the blue shorts. And again, Turner catching the kick of Narimani. Not able to get too much off it at that point. Landing that inside kick very successfully, though. A lot of bruising, I think, on the inside of Narimani's left thigh.
Great turnover rate by Graham. Still keeping that pace nice and high. Doesn't even look to be breathing heavy at this point.
It's been a while since we've seen him go through a full 3 rounds. He has had some impressive fights, though, with the likes of Ash Grimshaw comes to mind. That was 3 5-minute rounds of just all-out excitement. And Narimani now looking for the takedown, and the first time he does so, completes very successfully.
Good position, nice change. Understand which way to go, how to come in, and right when Graham was getting ready to kick, he stepped inside and took him down. Good position, good timing. But now that he's here, he's got to do something with it. He's got to do something very significant while being on top.
Graham Turner looking to block the right arm of Narimani and perhaps sneak the knee through, but strong posture from Narimani here. Graham Turner with closed guard, not trying to get back to his feet just yet. Still a long way to go in the second round, though. 3 minutes left on the clock.
Good job by Graham, even from the bottom. See, his pace is still high even from the bottom. He's moving, he's pushing, he's changing his hips. He's trying to get some action, trying to get a little space to get back to his feet. Nad's having to spend a lot of energy to hold this position. It's very difficult when you got to just got a guy down on the ground and he keeps on scrambling underneath you because there's no place to take a break.
Yeah, plus, of course, you can't get any of your own offense off. It's very hard to strike a guy who, as soon as you give him that space, he's going to look to pop back up. Knee shield from Graham Turner creates a bit of space as he tries to post, but Narimani wise to that trick.
Just throw some elbows in here. Nad, he's not throwing them because his arm is tied up. But there's no reason to worry about it. Drop your whole body weight behind that. Good job by Graham to get out of there. Wow, great work.
Yeah, textbook stand up as he throws some strikes on the outside to break the clinch of Narimani. Minute and a half left here in this second round. And this is where the majority of the fight has taken place. Open exchanges on the feet. Graham Turner perhaps having a bit more of the success here. The low kicks finding a home. That right hand firing its way to the target a couple of times now.
You get Graham Turner's corner yell, be first every time, be first every time. So once Nad jumps in range, Graham's gonna start throwing punches.
And Graham looking for that single leg momentarily. Shrugged off by Narimani. Last 30 seconds here, and a slip from Narimani. He tries to turn it into a takedown attempt. Well sprawled by the Scotsman. Tough round to score this one, Frank.
Very tough. You can't tell who's getting the bigger, better advantage.
There was, of course, the takedown from Narimani and a portion of top control. No damage or submission attempts or position progressed from it, though, so
you've got to give that round to Narimani because he had the only takedown, the only significant difference that was high. So I give it 10-9 Narimani. I give 10-9 in the first round to Graham Turner. So now going into the third round, we've essentially got a draw, and whoever wins the third round is going to win this fight.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how the judges score it and what percentage of the round they deem to have spent either standing or on the ground. Replays here. There's that driving takedown from Narimani.
Just caught the kick coming up, was able to step up on it and go after it. Made it very simple, very easy to chase down. And every time that they would break, you always see Graham coming right back in. Anytime he gets thrown at, anytime the distance is made, he immediately tries to punch through that distance and catch Nad every time.
Danny Gray in the corner, Graham Turner giving some final instructions to his man for this contest.
Yeah, let's go. Seconds out. Seconds away.
It's been a hot weekend in London, and I guarantee it's a bit hotter in that cage for these two fighters. But both looking pretty fresh as we move into the third round here.
So, quick, 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 quick.
Graham Turner signaling he's not happy with the perspiration on Nad Narimani. Just toweled off for the start of that round.
Didn't help much. 10 seconds later, he's just as wet as he was before. Ooh, good job by Nad. Blocked that, checked that kick, and immediately came right through with 2 punches of his own.
And he's been throwing a lot of good straight shots throughout this fight, just not quite able to get them on the mark. Narimani searching with the right hand again. This really has been the story of the fight. So far, it's been mostly a kickboxing affair with each of the first 2 rounds punctuated by a single takedown. And Narimani does manage to land that left hand.
Made Graham miss on that kick, and when he was at a half-quarter turn, he punched him from behind.
Do you think he needs to try and cover the distance quicker, Frank? Is that what's holding him up here?
The biggest problem is that Graham's hands are so much faster. He understands the distance better. He knows right when Nad's in his distance. So he's throwing the moment that he gets there, so Nad can't get set. So he needs to get all the way out, and he needs to jump all the way back in again. and get a couple strikes off before Graham does. Because right now he's getting beat to the punch every time.
Narimani looking fairly sizable at the weight class, but Graham Turner is about 1 inch taller. Narimani not known for his striking game in terms of knockout power, just the one TKO victory on his record to date.
Oh, wow, that right hand stung Graham bad. Let's see what happens with Graham now they got hit.
Yeah, certainly the face of Graham Turner looking a bit marked up now. As you mentioned, Frank, the first and second rounds going the way they go. This round really is all up for grabs.
Halfway mark, and I really can't tell you who's winning the round at this point.
It's definitely at this point I'm glad I'm not a judge. They've got a tough road ahead if it continues like this for the remaining 2 minutes of this contest. A lot more feints coming from Graham Turner. Really just the way his style unfolds in a fight.
Oh, wow, great body blow. Graham stepped in, lowered his level, stepped in heavy and hard, threw it. Came up high with one hand, comes back down low with his right, and then locks it off.
Lovely combination there on the counter, blocked the incoming strikes of Narimani, fired back a fantastic three-punch combination. Graham Turner showing more worse for wear in terms of obvious damage. Into the final minute here.
Wow, nice work by Nad. Nice work by Graham, too, to close the distance, try to get inside. But Nad did a good job of defending him off and getting him away.
Narimani perhaps starting to pick the pace up on his striking as well now. Perhaps a little less variation in what he's throwing, but it is still causing damage and landing. Looking for the clinch now.
Good job by Graham trying to get off the cage and get out of there.
Closing seconds here as Graham Turner tries a spinning back kick, but we will go to a judge's decision, and it will be a very difficult judge's decision at that. Both guys, Frank, throwing a lot of punches, both finding the mark, both having takedowns and periods of control. Very, very even fight throughout that one.
I'm going to give the edge to Nad on that one, to be honest with you. I think he had the better position, the better aggressiveness. And if I was correct with the first round going to Graham, the second round going to Nad, the third round I think goes to Nad, so Nad wins 2 rounds to 1. But it's going to be very interesting to find out if this actually what happens, because remember, I'm not a judge. It's very difficult to get in the minds of the judges, because they see things that I don't see or grade things differently than I would grade them. But that's how I would rate this fight. Let's just see what happens when the scorecards come in. Very impressed by Nad at 5-0, and as we said earlier, the experience of Graham Turner did not make that much of a difference. He kept control, he kept his composure the entire time, and he really pushed the pace, and both these guys are going to be great future fighters, obviously, as they come through it. It was a great job watching Nad fight live, and he's very aggressive, very smart, and understands how to use his hands and feet to the best of his ability. Very sportsman between both guys. Very happy to see great fighters like this end up being a sportsman at the end of it. You never want to have ill will between your opponents, especially in the sport. For as big as it's grown, it's still very, very small. taking a little bit longer than normal to tally up the scorecards. That means it's very, very close. They have to add them up twice to make sure they have it correctly. Looks like we have it. So now for the official decision, let's throw it up to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the scorecards, and here are the judges' totals. Judge Andy Sledge has it 30-27 for Turner. Judge Ben Cartledge 29-28 for Narimani. And Judge David Leatherby scores it 29-28 for your winner by split decision. From Lanark, Scotland, Graham Afterburner